In this video, we're going to talk about similar triangles. So what does that mean? So let's first talk about the word similar. Similar means that my shape is going to be the same. So I'm going to have the same shape, but it's going to be a different size. So one's just going to be bigger than the other, kind of like you blew it up or you shrunk it in a copy machine. So a similar figure has two properties. The first property says that corresponding angles are equal. So corresponding means if I was to literally take my shapes and put them on top of each other, it would fit perfectly, like the small one would fit perfectly inside the big one. So if I look here and I zoom this in, it fits perfectly inside, and you can see if I matched up my angles here, these angles are going to be exactly the same, okay? So these shapes are similar because my corresponding angles are equal. So I marked them for you. So you can see that angle B matches with angle E, and those are going to be the same size. Angle A is 55 degrees, and automatically I would know that angle D would be 55 degrees because they're corresponding, they match up to each other. And angle C is going to match with angle F. The second property says corresponding sides are proportional. Okay, proportional means that I'm taking a scale factor or some number, and if I multiply it by all the sides in the small triangle, I'm going to get a triangle that, if it's a big number that's larger than 1, I'm going to get a bigger triangle where I divide all the sides and I end up with the same number. So kind of let me show you what I mean here. So I have the first one done for you. You'll see here that I wrote AB over ED. So if side AB is 8 and side ED is 4, I wrote that over here. So when I divide them, 8 divided by 4 is equal to 2. Let's check the other ones. So BC is the blues, and that's in the big triangle on the left. So BC is side 10, it has a length of 10, and EF is its corresponding side, has a side of 5. So 10 divided by 5, that's equal to 2. Now we'll look at the last side. AC and DF, it's the pinks. So AC is in the big triangle, it has a measure of 12, and DF is in the small triangle, its corresponding side has a measure of 6, and 12 divided by 6 is equal to 2. Notice how they all give me 2. That means that 2 is my scale factor. That means that triangle ABC is twice as big as triangle DEF. Now you could look at it the other way. You could look at it from small to big. So if I flipped all my ratios over and I looked at it, what's 4 over 8, 5 over 10, or 6 over 12? Notice they all reduce to 1/2. So it doesn't matter if you do the big over the small or the small over the big. As long as you are consistent with the way you do your dividing, you should get the same number for each ratio that you set up for each side. So we're going to use that information to help us find missing sides in triangles. Okay, so it says triangle ABC and triangle PQR are similar. Find X. We can do this one of two ways. My favorite way to do this is to just set up a proportion. So what I want to do is I want to match the sides that are corresponding. So I have the luxury of looking at this and I can say pick this up and look at these match the way that they are. One of them's not turned or anything. So I can say that 32 is corresponding with 4, 40 is corresponding with 5, and 56 is corresponding with X. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a ratio. I'm going to do my big triangle to my small triangle. All right. And I'm going to pick colors. So on this one, I'm going to do greens. So I got my greens here and my big and my small. And I'm going to do, it doesn't matter which one you do. You could choose for your other side of proportion. You could choose purples, the purples or the blues. I'm going to choose the purples. If I choose the purples, it doesn't matter because they both have a complete 2 numbers here. So I just need to make sure that I can have a complete fraction. Okay, so in my big triangle, my green side is 56. And in my small triangle, my green side is X. In my big triangle, my purple side is 40. And in my small triangle, my purple side is 5. When we solve a proportion, we cross multiply. So I'm going to multiply these together and set it equal to these. So I have 40 times x is equal to 56 times 5. So I need to get x on a side by itself. First thing I have to do is multiply 56 times 5. So I do 56 times 5, gives me 280, and I bring down my 40x. To get x on a side by itself, I have to divide both sides by 40, and I get x is equal to 7. Now, does that make sense? Well, let's see. 5 times how much is equal to 40? 5 times 8. Okay, so that means that 4 times 8 equals 32, and 7 times 8 is equal to 56. So that makes sense. It's a way that you can check your answer. Okay, let's try the next one. Okay, triangle ABC and DEF are similar. Find x. So I want to make sure that I have my corresponding sides. So even if I just look at this, I can kind of take a look at it, mentally move it inside, say, yep, that's right. Whoops, I got rid of my D here. Okay, so I'm going to match up my sides. So here I got my oranges, here I got my purples, here, and my blues here. All right, I'm going to do small to big this time. All right, now I have to use my purples. So I'll use my purples because that has my X in there. And then I get to choose if I want to use my blue sides or my orange sides. I'm going to pick orange. Again, it doesn't matter as long as you can, both of the oranges have a number and both of the blues have a number. You can use either ones that you want. All right, so in my small triangle, my purple side is 6, and in my big triangle, my purple side is X. In my small triangle, my orange side is 5, and in my big triangle, my orange side is 30. So when I solve a proportion, I'm going to cross multiply like this, set it equal to this. So I have 5 times X is equal to 6 times 30. I multiply 6 times 30, gives me 180. Bring down my 5x. Then I have to divide both sides by 5 to get x on a side by itself. And I end up with x is equal to 36. So this is going to be 36. So now we can check to make sure that's right. Let's just check the scale factor. So we have to get from 5 to 30, so that means I multiplied by 6. Is 8 times 6 equal 48, correct? And 6 times 6 gives me 36, so that's correct. Let me know if you have any questions. Good luck.